All right, what's going on out there, peeps? I couldn't resist. I had to come back and respond to your guys' comments. So yeah, here's the thing about this particular documentary. It's not that I'm new to being woke or these types of things. I've been speaking about them since the '90s. Okay, here's the thing. What I'm saying is, when you watch a documentary like this, you see. Okay, let me reword it this way. We all talk about the different things in this so-called Great Awakening. Many people talk about the same subject matters, but in different ways. Some we agree on, some we don't agree on. All right? But even so, you can read all the information you want. You can listen to other people talk about it all you want. But it's always those documentaries that come out and they demonstrate that what we've been saying is true. That's when the reality hits you. You see, people have been talking about the New World Order for decades. Again, I've been talking about them since the '90s. You could talk about them, you could talk about all these secret societies, the Illuminati, the New World Order, all this stuff. We hear rumors about it. But then when you start to realize, or it's not that you realize, when the things you have been talking about all of a sudden are being exposed and what you've been saying is now proven to be true, that's when it really hits you, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know if this is the right analogy to use, but I'll give it a try. It's like you're sick and you go, it feels like I got cancer. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling good. Something's wrong. Feels like I got cancer. And something tells you, something about it. You're like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I got cancer. That's one type of feeling. Then when you get in and a doctor does this test and comes back and says, you have cancer and confirms it, that's a totally different feeling altogether. It's probably a really bad analogy, and apologies out to individuals that got cancer. What I'm trying to say is this. I've had conversations about the Illuminati, the New World Order. It changes its name over time. The globalists, you know what I mean? Now it's the Great Reset. So we've spoken about them. But then when somebody comes out and says, not only do I want to talk about it, but I'm going to show you proof. Because most of the time, it's just jargon between people. People regurgitating what they heard from other people. That's not the same as when you get actual evidence of it. This video was more to draw the attention to people to go check out if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I have not seen this documentary. So, knowing the pandemic and its purpose, I've been speaking about forever. When it first came out, I spoke about it. I told everybody it was part of the Great Reset. I'm one of the first people to ever talk about the Great Reset on YouTube. That's not exaggerating, that is the truth. When we first were talking about Nasera Jacera, and all of a sudden people started talking about, this Great Reset is now being announced. And I was like, hey, this is proof that Nasera Jacera is out there. And it's possible. But then I went back and I started doing my research on it. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did a follow-up video saying, no. Warning. Do not mix the Great Reset up with Nasera Jacera. They are two different things. One is a great agenda, and the other one is evil. I joke a lot and I talk about that. I give her credit all the time because it is one of the funniest things I've ever heard, which is Lisa. She said, I need new conspiracies because all my old ones came true. But there's a lot of truth to that. You see people jumping around saying that they've been validated, but the truth of the matter is you speak about these things long ago, but you spoke about them with a slight hesitation. There wasn't a lot of information out there. All of a sudden, there's an abundance of it. The mind-blowing thing that I'm getting from this that I'm speaking about that's making me sick is that the fact that Fauci has been using, along with our government, people as guinea pigs here in the United States for a long time. Now, I was aware in the 90s that pharmaceutical companies were going into third world countries acting like they were going over there to give them vaccinations, immunities, the whole 9 yards, and using them as guinea pigs. I even knew why. You see, here the regulations are really strict. You need X amount, like 7 or 10 years of human testing and the data from it. And you have to have X amount of patients volunteer for that data and study to be given for this whatever vaccine to be approved. The problem was getting enough volunteers to come in for human study. And it took too long. And so these drug companies were so impatient that they decided, fine, we'll just go to countries, bribe the politicians, claim we're giving out vaccinations and immunity, and do the testing on these people in third world countries. Now, this is being done over there in Africa a whole lot. India. We all know the story about the black men who were given syphilis. So the government has done this for a long time. But it still makes me sick to hear the truth about it. We've been speaking about censoring from all these people. We've been talking about how they control the narrative. We've been talking about how they are removing people with opposing opinions. The reason why I bring this up is why I got the greatest subscribers, I swear. When you go down here, everybody's congratulating me like this is the first time I've ever spoken about these things. It's not the first time. No, what you're confusing, you guys don't get. You're recommending me to those individuals that I mock. The ones talking about clones and shit. That's the crap I don't believe. Now, I'm aware that clones exist, but not at the level in which we're being told. That's the thing I don't agree with. But just because I'm saying, hey, to this, I'm aware of it. I've known it for years, decades actually. So I'm not new to it, but I do think it's interesting, some of the things that are being in here. So I know the truth really sucks. Yeah, it does suck. Because when I watch documentaries, all it does is reaffirm the things that we've been speaking about. And it still makes me sick. I literally was sick thinking about, my grandchildren probably more than anything else. Wondering what kind of world they are going to grow up in if something isn't done. Also, what makes me sick is the actual advancements they've made in putting people of their choice in control. Now, we knew they bribed and blackmailed our politicians. But it wasn't until I saw George Soros funding campaigns for state attorneys, judges, sheriffs. I was like, why is he funding these campaigns? Why the hell be funding people at such a lower level? It would seem to me you would want the higher level people. It was obvious you can't just control the president because you still had to deal with the Senate and you still had to deal with the House. So eventually you start having to figure out how to bribe those guys and control those guys and get those guys into your pocket. But then if somebody brought a lawsuit against you or you were found of crimes, you could go to jail for this. So what was the next level? You start controlling the judges, sheriffs, state attorneys. We've seen what happened. All those in the pocket of Soros were painfully obvious when lawsuits went about the November 3rd event. And no due diligence was given to 45. That's when I realized why and what was going on and why it was important for him to fund these campaigns. We see all of the chaos they've allowed, and it's still going on, by the way. And it's all by these people who are funded and supported by Soros. They're bringing total chaos here. They're allowing shoplifting. California is a joke. They legalize shoplifting up to $950. Can you imagine what it's like being a business owner and they legalize shoplifting? So, yeah, it's still, whenever I see documentaries that show whistleblowers come out and talk about the truth, it's still mind blown to me. So no, you guys, I'm not new to this. I love how they say, oh, this truther movement. This movement has been going on longer than before Trump got in office, you guys. All right? Like I said, one of the things I did in the 90s and got my ass in a lot of trouble over, I was given a VHS tape, and in there was the literal Black Mass. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Black Mass is, because you might be new to this truther movement, Black Mass is held at the Vatican. It is done by what is known as the Black Pope. And no, I'm not talking about skin color. There's a Pope there called the Black Pope. Now, we've heard about this, but this guy kept telling me he had a tape. And he could prove that Black Mass was legit. And that it was being done at the Vatican. And I said, bullshit. So all of a sudden he brings this cassette tape, or a VHS tape, and I'm watching it. Now, you can see the Black Pope. That's what he's called. I'm watching the ceremonies. I'm listening to it in Latin. I don't quite understand what he's saying. But some of the sickest crap, and I won't get too much detail. But I can tell you there was a baby there, and the baby was screaming. I can tell you that they killed that baby. I can tell you that they gorged on large amounts of cocaine, wiped the blood all over their naked bodies, and busted out an orgy. It was the sickest thing I'd ever seen. That numbed me. That made me sick. It had me, I was so pissed off, I started making copies of the tape and randomly leaving them everywhere with the label on there. This is Black Mass being held at the Vatican. Well, I get a knock at my door. This is when I lived in Alameda. Was it the FBI? Nope. CIA? Nope. Cops? Nope. There's two scary looking dudes from the Vatican. They were there to ask me questions about where I had got the tape from. Now, you think to yourself, well, the two dudes from the Vatican, it's not like they're cops, they can't be scary. That's kind of what my first thought was for just slightly a second when I told them they could go F off and I didn't have to talk to them. They weren't cops. They didn't have warrants. I didn't give a crap. But I can surely tell you this. The seriousness and the looks on the face and the threats that they gave me scared the right out of me. They're not your normal kind of threats. One of the comments was, instead of the baby, we can make absolutely sure that it's you next time. Or any of your family members or any of your loved ones. They were threatening to take my wife, rape her 700 ways till Sunday, no pun intended. You get the point. I gave them the tapes, okay? So, yeah, I've dealt with conspiracies for a long time. I've dealt with the truther movement. I guess that's the new thing now. I've personally dealt with getting my ass in some serious trouble. So you think YouTube removing my channel is a bad thing? That is nothing, okay? So, to the point where if my auntie was here, she used to see things happen and scared the shit right out of her. So even when I'm talking about something real minor, she goes, I hope you're not talking about the government again. You know what happened. She knows. She's personally witnessed it. So, now I've not had any kind of real trouble like that since the 90s. I still speak out. Obviously, whatever I'm saying now is no threat to them compared to what I had before. So I'm not new to this. I'm just simply saying people should go see the video. I think it's mandatory. I think it should be mandatory for every human being to see that and then let them draw their own conclusion. Because it demonstrates the awesome power of these people. The fact that the doctor in there was put in jail for no charges. Has it happened before? Sure, it has, many of times. I've posted when I had the hidden things in front of your eyes before I even had YouTube. I exposed the truth about what happened in the Vegas shootings. That could have got me in some serious trouble. I spoke about the FBI and had the actual person's name that they tried to coerce into doing a terrorist attack. So they premed him by using a woman that he was attracted to seduce him. She had a change of heart, and then they tried to set up the FBI to expose them for training an individual to become a terrorist so they can blame an event on a terrorist attack. And this was created by an FBI agents. I've had records that have been hacked that I stupidly put on the internet. I've posted 6 years of the true black budget that the government has, exposing where a lot of the money goes to. I've published hacked documents, and I just did it recently in another video. It was actually removed, showing you that this group, this advisory group, was telling Hillary Clinton that she was losing so bad to Trump that they were trying to figure out what they could do to stall the election because I did saw the follow-up reading was that she actually lost 9 votes to 1. She did not win the popular vote. That's a lie. But in there, what was disgusting was the different options they were offering as ideas, pros and cons, on what they could do to try to stop or stall or even find a way to have Obama not do an election and just hand over to Hillary the presidency. Some of you might have saw that video. Because in there they were talking about we can, and this is what it said, I kid you not. Unfortunately, my other computer crashed because I had a document and they took the video down. So I'll see if I can get it recovered. But in there, it said this: we can use BLM to start riots in major areas and scare people from voting. Pros and cons. There wasn't a lot of pros. The cons were this, and this is literally what it said. The cons were there would be a lot of loss in property damages and possible lives. They consider that collateral. The other issue is that would only probably slow down voting in those areas, but it could not stop the rest of the nation from voting. The other issue is they did a survey of Trump voters and Hillary Clinton voters and found out that come hell or high water, you couldn't stop a Trump voter from voting, not even a riot. Hillary Clinton's people, on the other hand, when surveyed, said they would most likely not go vote. But the best part about it all, the best part that it said that I love, it said the biggest problem is the vast majority of Black Lives Matter members had dropped their support for Hillary Clinton and instead threw their support towards Donald Trump. That was in the writing. I laughed. But anyways, it goes on to talk about using a dirty bomb and a collateral damage of the number of people that it would kill, the property damage, as well as the cleanup costs. Yeah, these are the types of suggestions and ideas that they're kicking around. The fact that they even had those as options should piss everybody off. But at the same time, this is what I tell people in my videos. Look, they have no problem killing you. They have no problem killing your baby. They don't care. They have an agenda and nothing is going to stand in their way. I've said that many of times. CD. I'm honestly surprised, Pimpy. It's only just catching up to this. You're only just catching up. No, to this, just the video, you guys. The video. Again, we talk about these things, but when you get them confirmed, it's still sickening to think. And again, I've said this for a long time. These people don't care about who they kill. I remember having arguments about what is and is not a false flag, because I think a lot of people are confused about what a false flag is. We see a false flag event, we go, oh, that school shooting was a false flag event. People are like, no, man, I knew people that died. I was like, okay, what's that got to do with a false flag? They're like, false flags are fake events. No, that's not what a false flag is. A false flag is a planned event. Some of them are staged, yes. But some of them are real. And real people get hurt and real people get killed. The false flag is the event is being used to push an agenda. That's what the false flag is. So the confusion was some people believe that a false flag is just only a staged event. That's false. A false flag event is an event that is planned, staged, but even so, people can get hurt and people can get killed. But the more important thing is it pushes an agenda. Exactly. I was wondering if this was a really old video. The video is new to me. You're finally catching up to what everyone has been talking about. I don't know who's talking. I never heard. I've been talking about the Rona being fake. That's why a lot of times I got suspended. So that's not new. I told you it's all part of the Great Reset, and it had been planned. Okay, so it's not new to me. You really need to check out, oh, you guys, these people. Why? I know who they are. I heard these guys. Some of these guys are out in left field. Not all of them. Not all of them. In all fairness, I'm not going to lump them all together. But the vast majority of them with these clones and Trump's still your president and he's got everything in control, that kind of bullshit. No. Stop, you guys. Stop. If Trump is really, it's like when they go, well, when I say, what would the purpose of the clones be? Why? Nobody can answer this. What purpose do they serve? Well, so it can play out. What needs to be played out? What needs to be, why does it need to be played out? If these things are actually clones, why not? Why are they replicating the same evil people? Why not just have the real evil people there? What is the difference? If the clone's going to do the same thing as the person they supposedly replaced, what purpose does the clone serve? Why not have that clone go back and push the good agenda? See, if I'm sitting there, I can imagine this all sitting around, this, of course, make-believe, sitting there at this agenda table. We're like, okay, we're going to take control, we're going to take the country back, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to create clones. Yes, clones. That's right. We're going to take people to trial, we're going to execute them, and we're going to make clones of them. Are we going to make the clones do anything good? No. Huh? No. We're going to have them do the same damn thing that the real person did. What for? Just because. We need to let it play out. Why? We just need it to play out so that people can see around the world. Why? Because that's the plan. Just shut up. That's the plan. No. This is me at that conference. I'd be like, time out. We send them to trial, good. They get found guilty, they get executed, good. We make a clone of them, no problem. But instead of them going over there pushing this evil agenda, we don't need the whole world to see. We can change everything right now. Make the clones, go back there, and have them support the patriotic movement. Does it make no sense to have them go back and continue doing the same crap as the other people, man? It doesn't. Anyways, it makes no sense. And going to the point that Trump's still president. Well, if he's still president, what the hell is he waiting for? Seriously, you guys. I mean, it doesn't make no sense. That's one of those things that I never can get rid of. Well, he's still the president, he's still in charge. No, actually he's not. There is absolutely, positively zero proof that he is still president. Now I don't want to hear, well, yeah, he did because he went over there to, like today, I guarantee you guys are going to use this. Today you can tell he's the president because he went down to the borders. Okay, he went to the border. And what? What presidential powers did he use to stop the immigrants from coming over? What laws did President Trump pass? What kind of bills is he suggesting that he wants to sign into law to stop what he is seeing? Where is he demonstrating and using his presidential powers? Now, when I say this kind of stuff, people are like, man, why are you flipping? Why are you shilling? Why are you on the dark side? No, I'm a realist. Of course I support Trump. Of course I support his policies and his movement. But what I don't do is get out there in wacky land. There's not any proof whatsoever. I love how people go, here's the proof of clones. Look at this picture of Biden and look at this other one. Yeah, well, let's take a look at a picture of you from 10, 15 years ago compared to now, and let's see how different you look. Although, in all fairness, when it comes to Biden, though, even had some of the people from the left making jokes about it, that he does not look like the same guy. Sorry. I didn't even think about it. I was doing ice cream in my mouth. See, you guys want me to go out and listen to these guys? Look at this right over here. Trump is, again, the president. Where is your proof? He's not the president. Now, with all of the audits going on right now and a push for the truth to come out, what I'm curious about is this. The Constitution does not, well, I mean, there is an area that I think they're going to be heading towards, but I'm trying to do a little bit more research on it. I think that's the route they're going to take. But if all of a sudden you start having states who had certified their elections decertified, because that's what Arizona is saying it's going to do, if they find out that there was some nefarious things happen and are able to prove it, they're going to decertify their results. Now we got, what is it, 19 states, or I should 19 other counties, not states. This Arizona audit is going to force the entire state to be audited. So don't get that mixed up. People are like, the whole state? No, it's only a county, Maricopa County. But it will force the entire state to be audited. And if we continue to see these results after we've seen tens of thousands of affidavits of witnesses saying there were some shiesty things going on, you're going to start to see a lot of people get tired of sitting around watching clones and eating popcorn, man. They're going to want to rise. That's why you're seeing a quick push again for gun confiscation. Saw that info a while back. Yeah, it came out in 2016, and usually I catch all that kind of good stuff, but I never heard of the film. I never heard of it. I haven't caught any one of it, and no, I never heard any of you guys talk about it before you go, we've been talking about it. Well, if you're talking about back in 2016, my channel didn't start in 2019. It was just, I started way past when you guys were probably talking about it. But that's one of those movies I definitely would have been interested in checking out. I like those types of movies. The Great Awakening is underway. No more Great Reset. So when people talk about the Great Awakening, I absolutely believe that, but it's not just the minds of the people that are waking up. I also believe there's a huge spiritual awakening going on right now. And I mean that it's big. There's a huge spiritual movement taking place. Holy crap. Says BS, the Great Reset is still taking place. Well, they're certainly trying, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it. So you guys shouldn't be so, well, what's a good way to put this? So committed to just believe in one side that you have a closed mind to just listening to all info instead of closing off your mind to people who are trying to say, hey, look, you should be at least aware of this. I know I get attacked all the time. When I brought up the information on the quantum financial system, everyone's like, it's out there, man, it's going, it's real. Yeah, but I still want to prove it. Nobody has been able to prove it. We hear that it exists. My friend, he's credible, and I trust him more than anybody else. He told me it's real is the only reason why I believe it. What I'm trying to do is bring proof to you guys. And so far, all I've been able to find is from that, what is that? That Swiss website. Nobody else has any proof. We all saw the video that was floating around, and I debunked this shit right out of it. The information was fabricated. It was false. And when I told everybody that it was, you guys had a fit. I wasn't saying at the time that the QF system was not real. I was saying that that particular information that was being shared was false. That's what I was focusing on. But this is the point that I'm trying to make. When I bring stuff to your attention, you go, no, man, he's shilling. He's a black hat. I'm like, good Lord, man, that is funny. I actually watched Anomaly Snap one time, man. He went on this huge rant about how he's been attacked by his own subscribers for trying to bring truth to them. You guys should be willing to listen to all of the news, good, bad, or ugly, to stay grounded. I told you, some people take it so seriously that one guy committed suicide, and there has been several people contemplating it, only because of the crap that they hear what other people are saying. So they are definitely trying to hurry up and push this great reset. The real thing, I'm gonna tell you this, the real hurdle for the great reset is the United States. You see, the Democrats didn't quite do as good as they thought. As a matter of fact, they did terrible. If it wasn't for the interference in our November 3rd event, you would have seen the biggest red wave ever. And then this thing would have been stopped dead in its tracks. Right now, there's still a little glimmer of hope. They are pushing this worldwide. When everything that we're experiencing here in this country is being experienced around the world, that should tell you it's an agenda. How when the virus first came out, I told everybody, look, this is part of that great reset thing. They're going to try to shut everybody down. I told you what their plans were. Now people started talking about it. I knew what they were going to do. And then when Trump did Operation Warp Speed, I said, oh, that's not what they want. You notice how they attacked them? No, according to the memo, this thing was supposed to drag on for 2 to 3 years. Once Trump got the vaccine, I was like, oh man, that really put a huge damper on their plans. But you notice what they said? There's what did I say they were going to do? You're going to find a new strain and there's going to be a new variant. That's what I said was going to happen. That's what happened. It's still going on now. They're going to keep looking for excuses to lock you down. I don't think him going back to the White House or saving the Republic is a delusion. Actually, I absolutely believe he'll get back there. This is why now, even out of office, they're trying everything possible to discredit him, to smear him, to bankrupt him, and to get him arrested. You know, he's got 127 lawsuits going on. Most of them are really minor, but they're trying to bankrupt him. They're look what they're doing. They're arresting his friends, trying to get people to turn. They're so desperate for something, so desperate that they're going through such great lengths to find something they could do to disqualify him from running again. Now, people will say, well, do you think he'll get in there before the 2024 election? I always say, you know what? If you keep watching what's happening in his audits, and the truth keeps coming out, I think people are going to be shocked at just how supported Trump really is. You're going to see a lot of people will show you what a peaceful demonstration looks like. So is it possible? I would imagine, since the Constitution doesn't have anywhere in there on what we're supposed to do, there is an area that I'm looking at where it says it's the responsibilities of the state to make sure that there is a free and fair and protected election, and the burden lies on them. And that if it's not done, then the election is voided. But there are certain steps in there for that to happen. So, but the Constitution doesn't talk about a president. What happens? It talks about what happens during an election, but not the president one. Especially after a candidate has been sworn, or another candidate has been sworn in. There's nothing in the Constitution about it. I don't think our founding fathers felt it would get this far. I know Trump has a huge legal team researching forwards and backwards about that matter. So I've shared that with you guys before. So yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. Actually, it has been going on for hundreds of years. Yeah, I'm glad I came across it too. If you guys have not seen it, I encourage you guys to go check it out, man. It really just is, you know, there's a part of me when we talk about these, I hate calling them conspiracies because they're not. rumors. How about that? I mean, rumors sound better than conspiracies. I mean, nah. Really, what we're doing is truth seeking, is what it is. But when you watch videos in there that confirm a lot of things you're talking about, it still makes me sick. Deep down inside, when you talk about these things, there's a small part of you that hopes it's not real. You know it's real, but you just hope it's not. Because some of these things are so damn disgusting. It's just sick to think that there's people out there that literally have no problem whatsoever doing these things. So people are asking about my website again. This is it. The link will be in the description. You guys know this, right? In case you didn't catch this, I'm sure you did on this video, but you know, some of you are coming down here to the categories. That's fine and dandy. But you're not catching all the videos because there's other categories that are not listed below. Somebody said, what movies is Pimpy talking about? You can see now there is a fourth one. These are the ones I'm talking about. Now, we knew these are being done, but at the level that is being done is ridiculous. We're not just talking about people here in the United States. We're talking about people around the world are being silenced. Doctors are being thrown in jail. Their practices taken away. Their licenses taken away. Fines. They're being threatened. They're being censored. They're being deplatformed. So yeah, the point being that I'm just pointing out that these things indeed are sick. I mean, in the video, they talk about one of our favorite friend, Bill's. You know what Bill I'm talking about? The one that has a fence gate. Got kicked out of the country because they lied about giving people vaccines and they were actually giving them diseases. You also heard what that lady said. I can't repeat it too much on here because they will hit me with the suspension. Catch up. There are many vills you eventually see through. I've seen through a ton of them. Tons of them. This isn't new to me. Oh, here. I'll show you something you guys get a kick out of, in case you didn't remember this. Jack Kidd, Charlie Ward discussed Nisera Jacera. This was way back in May of 2020. This is Jack Kidd explaining to Charlie Ward what Nisera Jacera is. But there's also something in there Jack Kidd says. Jack Kidd to me is cool, only because he talks so good about me. No, just kidding. Listen to what they say.
I've got the 20 main points down, so I'm just going to run through them now, Charlie. And
please,
you take notes and
take notes,
and we can fire some questions. Okay, so number one, Jezara. It's Nezara national became G Jezara, which is global.
Yeah.
Jezara, and this is the huge thing. It cancels all debt. Debt is illegal. Charging interest on loans has been illegal. All debt is over. And people are waking up in America for the last month. Their student loans have gone. Their mortgages have gone. Any kind of bank debt, not personal debt, but any kind of bank debt. There will be a jubilee. This will happen within the next 6 months. And in America, it's happened a lot. People are waking up. If I follow a guy called Pimpy's investment chat, he's brilliant. He talks about the currencies and the bonds and
brilliant. Thanks, Jack. I'm glad you are a subscriber. I'm actually a big fan of yours. I always wanted to talk to you about polo. I know you're a polo player. I always had a bunch of questions about it. And when me and Charlie would talk, I'd often see if he can get Jack to join us. And most of the time, Jack wasn't able to join us. But, you know, I had a lot of questions unrelated to Nisera Jacera. Just I was just being nosy about the polo. So I like this. Jack is explaining to Charlie what Nisera Jacera is. And it's nice to know that Jack caught my story about the student loan. People use that against me like it's something. It's not that I don't believe in Nisera Jacera, what I've done was go through the Nasera Jacera list, and the difference between me and other people is I only showed the things that I was able to prove and then shared the links with you guys. I didn't go out there and start talking about things that I couldn't prove and none of that stuff about the MDA and no clones and no eating popcorn and none of that stuff. Finally caught up. Again, you guys, that's just the first time I saw that movie. That's it. It just makes me sick. I was trying to explain to people in there, demonstrates just how evil those two men are and the awesome power that the alphabet have over our social media platforms as well as our news. It's not new to me. Yeah, BitChute I think has them, but I tried looking at other platforms and they literally are not there. As a matter of fact, I think even on their own personal website, there's two different ones. When I try to go look at the movie to download them, because you can download them for free, you can't download them. Where they stored the videos at, they've been removed. I was like, gosh dang it. I wanted to see them. I'd been told about them and I wanted to see them. How far behind. Now, this I did not know. Did you guys know this? I did not know that Fauci and Gates were roommates. That I didn't know. End times. Why does everybody say end times? Most people that I talk to, they say end times. They are religious people. And they talk about, well, the Bible talks about end times. Yeah, but you understand that the real translation of end times, it doesn't say end of time. It says end of an era. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. Yeah, so I wanted people to see these videos and share them with people who were not aware of this. But I can tell you this. One person that saw that I spoke to lost their damn mind. They refused to believe it. They went in and tried to do the research after they saw the video, and they said, "Look, that lady's lying. Look at how many people discredit her." And I was trying to say, "Look, don't you understand? That's what they do." But no matter what I was trying to say, they refused to believe it. I think what happens is when people see these videos, it actually is pretty scary. I saw it. It's scary because these are just the things we know about. What other things do we not know about? That's the other scary thing. You can give me some sit to look up? I know about the birth certificates, you guys. I would be hard pressed for anybody to put on here any of these so-called conspiracies that I don't know about. Trust me, I told you, I have a friend. My guess is he's passed away by now. He's a CIA. I always say ex-CIA, but there's no such thing. Trust me, the crap that I seen, that he's shown me, and we spoke about, and even after everything that I was taught, everything that I've learned from him, all the stories that I heard, he said, if you knew even half the things that I knew, you couldn't sleep at night. Most people can't mentally handle it and they commit suicide. This world has a lot of evil on it, but it also has a lot of good. And I was like, wow. Yeah, people, I can't believe you didn't already know. They are saying, the military, that it's time to be quiet and don't let them know what you have. I don't know that they are saying the military. Oh, I think I might be wrong on what you're saying here. Yeah, what Trump said is something that's taught in the military. I was in the military. It's almost the same as loose lips sink ships. You never tell people what you're going to do ahead of time. I think that's what you're trying to say. So, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say this, Raw, and this is something that when 2016, when Trump was first running, every day was a fight. Every day with multiple people. And I mean fighting nonstop. It was exhausting. It was so exhausting. But as the years went on, those same people switched sides. They all of a sudden were helping me explain to people or defending me during debates. It was crazy to see, in a good way, crazy. So a lot of people, without a doubt, in the past 4 or 5 years, more than ever before, are now aware, awoke, have woken, aware, whatever you want to call it. They are definitely aware of a lot of these things that in the past people might have thought were just rumors or conspiracies. Now they see the truth. And the funny thing is, and the irony in all of this is, it is the social media platforms that allowed this to happen, despite the recent attempt to control the narrative more. Yeah, just exactly. I wanted people who might not have seen it or heard about it. It says, glad you're telling the newbies. A good wake up pill. So, yeah, I think, again, sometimes you always think to yourself, this is one of those things that it should be mandatory for everybody to watch. Let them draw their own conclusion. Did I leave links? I could have. Did I not leave the links? Yeah, I told you guys that those links, it's on the network. So there's the link right there. I was like, I could have swore I left the link. So the links are there. That's if you listen to the video, I tell you that's where the links are, so you can check them out. Pimpy's telling you the truth. Yeah, again, you guys, it was more to bring awareness to individuals who have not saw this. I have not saw these movies. So again, it's just another one of those piece of evidence that I think everybody should see. It's an older one. It's from 2016. Okay. Old news. More clickbait from the master himself. Yeah, by all means, unsubscribe. I love these trolls that come on here. Man, it's looking crazy, bro. This summer is hot. Dude, I'm telling you. The cool thing was about a week ago, sidetrack people, it felt more like spring here. We had a great breeze. It wasn't that hot. And then the very next day, it felt like 5 billion degrees. People listen to Mal K show. So here's the funny thing about Mal K. I actually heard her on April and AJ show. Now, again, she's all part of that other group. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I just don't want to go down that path that they are with the whole clones and Trump still being president, and these actors and politicians were already executed, and I just don't want to go down that path. But for the most part, when I was listening to her interview, she wasn't saying anything that I hadn't already said myself. So yeah, I was like, wow. I was commenting in the comments on the show. I like what she had to say. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I haven't heard a lot of her videos, but anybody that's in a circle, that's you know using their platforms to push false narratives, and I'm not saying Mel K is, because I've not heard all her interviews, so I don't know. But I have scanned through other people's videos and listened to them talk, and from time to time, I will catch them pushing false narratives, and that's not what I'm about over here. Again, we talk about the same subjects. We don't always agree on them. And over here, only talk about the things I can prove. The definitions are the names of the documentary. Yep. Yeah, it goes deep, real deep if you allow it to. Jody, underneath, go to my new platform. The videos are in there. That's what I was just showing you. So once again, you guys, the link for my new platform is in there. It's called Pimpy's News Network. So what's happening is when people sign up and they come to these categories here, that's not all of them. We don't have an icon for all the categories. So if you just push these, you only see these videos. You'll probably miss out on the other ones. So go here where it says video and you can click it. And when you do, you can see all the videos down here. X22 I like. I used to listen to him quite often. He is somebody that I respected on the platform. I think his name's Dave. At one time I was being invited on a show that me and him were supposed to be interviewed at the same time, and if for whatever reason it fell through. But I was excited about it. I had some questions for him. He is a person that I do respect. I don't think I've ever caught him. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, he's a hope pumper too, but I mean, not a, he. I don't think I've ever seen him purposely mislead people. Again, I've caught a few of his videos, but yeah, he is somebody that I respected. Everybody keeps asking about the same thing. So you guys, the links are up there. You can follow them. You get to them. All right. The films are scary, but you do have faith that God has not left us, right? No, God could never leave you. All right. Well, I mean, God can leave you, but you know what I mean? No, if anything, this awakening has caught the attention of God. Trust me, I have my own relationship with God. So there's a lot of things that I've went through in understanding what's been going on. Yeah, I saw that Gates bought the DOS system from a poor smuck for 30K. Yeah, I'm gonna do a reaction film to this because he says some things in there that I want to comment on. But when I'm doing the videos, I don't want to talk over them. It's very hard and tempting not to because I just want to jump all over it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm doing a reaction video to a clip from that movie that just drives me insane. It really does. I don't. We're not close to the end of civilization. To be quite honest, I feel like everything has changed and things are turning for the better. I feel more okay. So forget about the whole Trump still president crap and all that. All right, forget about that. More importantly, what I feel is definitely a change spiritually. That, without a doubt, I feel more than anything else. Okay. Welcome to the woke club. Not only am I a member of the woke club, I'm actually the president. So yeah, you guys, it's not just Fauci and Bill Gates. I mean, there is an entire network of people, and we've all been talking about them for a long time. The funny thing is, when back from when I used to talk about what was considered the New World Order or the Illuminati, there was this huge web of people we used to all talk about. Now it seems to have narrowed down to a group of people we could point fingers at easily, easily. The funny thing is, they're still not the real people in charge. Here, I'll throw one at you. How many of you ever heard of the black nobility? Run down that rabbit hole. So yeah, you guys. Again, you guys keep asking about the platform I showed you on this video. Just pause it, go to the link, and you will be able to uh, see the films over there. All right, it's on the other platform. There's no way in hell I would have been able to post them here. Oh, Jules. You're kick, Jules. Yeah, I'll agree with this. Propaganda and delusions are strong on both sides of the aisle. I agree. And that's why I'm saying when I talk about things, I talk about the good, bad, or ugly, stay grounded. That gets me in trouble. That's how you know that you're right about this. Both sides are, suffer from strong delusions. Okay? They don't want to hear anything that they think um, is opposing of their beliefs because they suffer a lot from cognitive dissonance. People are so sold into both these sides emotionally. And if you guys truly are the woke people and you truly watch those videos, then you absolutely know their goal is to divide everybody to the point where there is no common ground and you're only feeding into that. So yeah, there's delusions. Trust me, I agree with that. Even on my own side, there's delusions. Nuts. Really? Have you seen this? Have you even went over? I like how this guy said, "Oh, great! I unsubscribed from you a long time ago. I can see you lost like 20,000 subscribers since I was here last time. Good." I was like, "What are you talking about? The last time I seen you, I had like 27,000 subscribers. Now I got 73. Where the hell do you see 20,000 subscriber minus?" So people go, "How come you never block these people, Pimpy?" I don't care. Leave the trolls on it. They don't bother me. They're entertaining. Besides, when you block them for some reason, it kind of gives them some type of credibility, and I could care less. I'm one of those people you can say whatever you want about me. It doesn't bother me because I don't care. I literally don't care. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I don't care what people say one way or the other for the most part. Don't get me wrong. I love the love and the support that I get from many of my subscribers, but most of all, the people I ignore are those who troll and just want to talk shit. They contribute to this division. Okay? And again, a quick shout out, Jack Kidd. I do appreciate the kind words. I do remember when he said this. Actually, these words are how I ended up getting in contact with Charlie. Because a friend of mine brought this to my attention, wanted to know if I knew these two. And I said, no, never heard of them. I looked them up, and that's when I learned a lot about Jack Kidd playing polo. But then my friend said, hey, reach out. You and Charlie got a lot of mutual friends. And I was like who? When I found out, I was like, what? How come I never heard of Charlie before? I never heard of Charlie at the time. So we did, and we started talking. But again, as time went on, we talk about the same subjects. We don't always agree. And I don't always agree with what Charlie does. So it's not my place to tell him what to do. Charlie's a big boy. So that's his business over there. That's just, again, we don't agree on everything. But I did appreciate the kind words from Jack Kidd, and it really sucked that I never had an opportunity to talk to the guy because I'm interested in a lot of things that sports that he used to play. So that and this magazine was highlighting blue bloods and how the rich and famous preset their kids up for marriage so that their kids stay rich and beautiful. I wanted to pick his brain on that because he's on a cover of a magazine that talks about that. So I was like, oh man, these people are definitely aristocrats, man, over there. Very interesting. But anyways, that's a little sidetrack, you guys. Like I couldn't help it. I'm not new to this. The only thing that's new to me is this damn documentary. That was it. So I enjoyed it, that's for sure. But it did make me sick. It made me feel numb because it had me thinking about, of course, my grandchildren. And it's makes you think about their future. So it's up to us to do something about that now before it's too late. So to me, having a platform and speaking out against it, and for those individuals who have not heard this information before, sharing it. I like how people go, oh, come on, that's old, that's new. But just understand, you guys, that not everybody has heard about these things. There are a lot of newbies out there still. So even though you might have heard about it, let the newbies come on in. Okay. The whole point is to bring awareness to them so that they are prepared as well. But you don't want to bash somebody because they're new and go, oh, you're a newbie, to give them a hard time, man. I know we joust with one another. We always poke fun at one another, you guys. That's the one thing I enjoy about my subscribers. Even you trolls, I love you. You guys keep me entertained. I love how you guys keep posting over and over under my videos that people should unsubscribe. But it's nice that you keep coming back and watching the videos. So either way. All right, you guys. Anyways, I just want to come back and have fun with this. It's not new to me. Not new at all. The documentary is the new thing on it. So, very powerful, you guys. For those of you who have not seen the documentary, again, the link that's underneath the video, this one here says Pimpy's News Network. Click that link. You can go see the documentaries over there. All right. Anyways, once this crap settles down and we see a revaluation in gold, silver, currencies, or whatever it is, whatever one pops off first, we definitely have to have a get together in Vegas. Seriously, we do. Right, you guys, we do. We have got to go over there and sit down and just kick our feet up and go, woo, man, what a great job we did, and then drink to it. All right? Hopefully you guys will make it out there. And to my brothers and sisters in Australia, I will come by there. I might come by regardless, man. I'm talking to a few of you guys are tempting me. I'm a big gold person, you know that. I love gold panning, but these people are telling me about some areas to go try for gold. That sounds exciting. I just don't want to deal with your big damn spiders that look like about the size of a cat, all right? Anyways, that's it, you guys. Look, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I couldn't resist that to come back and comment on this. You know, I want everybody to go over to the other channel. One of these days, I quickly explained it before a couple times about some of the stories that I'm aware of that, you know, I should be hesitant to talk about because they are dangerous to talk about for reals. But who knows? Maybe I'll open up on the other platform. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. So that's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.